Hello, I'm doing ArtFight this year. Yay! I needed content, and I did ArtFight last year, and I would kind of be disappointed in myself if I didn't do it this year. So I'm doing ArtFight this year. Yay! I changed my profile up and I made it all like color coordinated. I was just gonna change it like a little bit, like to reflect kind of who I am as an artist right now and as a person, because last year was like, hi colon 3, my name is Moz, I'm so looking forward to working with you. Like, okay bro, shut up please. So I just kind of kept it minimal this year. But then I kept it minimal, and then I looked at my fucking ArtFight friends' profiles and I was like, fuck, they're all so cool. So I kind of had to color coordinate it a bit. But anyway, I am Team Tragedy. Holy shit, the day that, like, I was looking at the ArtFight server because I was like, why am I getting pinged so much? But it was because the themes dropped and everyone was tweaking out because of the third theme. That's so cool that they have a third theme, but I really like the third theme as a concept. Maybe this theme like wasn't quite suited for the third one, but whatever. I haven't really talked a whole lot about my OCs, so I'm using this as an excuse, and also I wanted to use this as like a character designing exercise almost. I didn't do too many because I kind of gave up. It's just so much work. I did 6 references. I think there was a anyway, there was like a 7th one, but I didn't complete it. I just decided, okay, that's a cute design, but I'm not putting that on ArtFight, you know? But anyway, I think I have, while I'm talking about this, the footage of my first design going in the background. Yay! I kind of wanted to have like a furry character, and originally I drew a dog and I was like, okay, weird design choices, let's go, weird colors, let's go, and I was like, this isn't working. So I worked off of that. I'll show it on screen because I was just fucking with stuff, and then I kind of concocted this. It was just some colors put on the page. As you can see, I'm working over like a color silhouette thing. There's no line art, just like rough stuff. And I thought it was really fun to do, and it was like quite efficient to make. I won't be doing this method again in this video. You'll notice that quite literally every single ref has like a different method almost, and I was trying to use this ArtFight as a way to kind of find a digital art like flow that works for me, because I need to get art quick like for these refs, and I need to get art done quick during the month of ArtFight, which is in like 2 days by the way as of recording, and it'll probably be ArtFight when I upload this, which is not good YouTuber etiquette to upload ArtFight prep video like when ArtFight happens. But you know, I've been working on these refs for like a week and a half, which is like basically 1 ref per 2 days, so I would say that's pretty good. I don't know, it's kind of slow. I just really didn't want to do them. When I say I was trying to learn my like digital art workflow, what I kind of ended up learning was that I don't really like doing digital art. Anyway, so I'm putting my Canvas 13 up on Vinted. I'm kidding. I'm so fucking kidding. I would like die if I didn't have my drawing tablet. I love that thing. But I just think it's really difficult for me to start a drawing purely like digitally. It's kind of cool like when I just lay it down, whatever. Actually, it's not cool. I hate it. I hate like drafting up a drawing digitally. Traditionally, it's so much easier. When I do it like digitally, it always looks bad. It's always disproportionate. There's always so much wrong. I have to use the liquify tool to fuck it up even further. But when I do it traditionally, it's just like, it's on the page. It's so quick. It's so like done. So I think that during ArtFight, I'm going to try to like do this art method where I do the sketch in traditionally and then color it digitally. which worked really well for me. Then I went to art school and I forgot that I did that, and I'm back and I'm like, wow, that was so cool, so I'm gonna do it again. And it's just so much easier and so much more fun. I like it a lot. And I kind of want to have like physical evidence of the ArtFight stuff I do, because, you know, the files and things just get lost. When I have sketchbooks, I look through them like, yes, I remember when I made this. When I see old digital art, I'm like, what the fuck, I made that? So I'm gonna try and have my ArtFight text in my sketchbook. Then you guys can see them when I do my sketchbook tour. Yay! Anyway, I don't have much to say about this, like, character design process. I'm mainly using this as, like, an intro, so I can be like, hi guys, sorry, I haven't uploaded in, like, 10 trillion years. I was depressed. But anyway, I really like how this turned out, actually. I don't know if I'm ever going to draw him again, or them. I don't know what gender this thing is. I think that it's more of, like, an entity, or whatever. So I don't think it would have a gender, but I'm probably just gonna say he, because I don't know. I think the horns are masculine to me. But anyway, this could be a woman and it would serve so much cunt though. Anyway, so what I was thinking about was when I was like really young, I would feel my like trachea. I used to think that it was the front of my spine. Like, you know, my neck just had the spine, like, in the center, and I was feeling the spine, because it has, like, ridges, you know? And I was thinking about that, and so I kind of, like, in my initial, like, colored sketch, it kind of looked like a big mouth with the teeth, and I kind of really, really like that. It's not conveyed as much in the final design in its, like, polished form, but, like, if you blur your eyes, it's in, like, the silhouette of the colors, if that makes sense. It's still there. But I wanted to have the spine, like, on the front, then also turning into the ribs. Ooh. And then the actual spine is, like, if this thing is, like, dead, because, you know, it has, like, the skull and all of that stuff, then it would be rotting, like, downward, and the, like, I don't know, body horror, like, warning, I guess, but, like, the flesh would be, it would be stripped, like, downward, but it's also, like, it's, like, spines, obviously. I just thought it was cool, and it's got, like, a tail where, you know, the bone is like really thick because it's in place of the tail, but hypothetically when it were alive, if it were alive at any point, I didn't really think of any story. This is just like a design, so I don't know, you can make it up. Like, actually, I would like to see what people kind of interpret from this, because it's like alive, it's an amalgamation, it's got two spines, so maybe it's two creatures. I was kind of considering making it like a centaur type of thing if you look at the silhouette on the left, but I think it just kind of ended up being freaky. So maybe it's something like that. Also, it's like a goat, but also a sloth, but also a deer. I don't know. I just think it's cool. What was I saying? Yeah, the spines, so once upon a time maybe had a tail, all of that stuff. I also don't know why it would have hair. I never stopped and thought about this. Why does it have hair? I just think it's really cute. And the hair, like, also drapes off of the, like, spines. The spine. Which are the spines, you know? I don't know. I think I associated it with, like, rot and stuff, but I wasn't drawing that. It was just a character design type of thing. But yeah, this is the little guy. I actually didn't know what to name this thing, so I was considering just naming it Creature and putting it on ArtFight just like that, but I actually have like a really significant like character thing that is just the creature in the story, because I similarly couldn't come up with a name, so I just have another character named the Creature, so I can't really just name this creature. So I named him Strange Creature. Oh my god, I'm not re-recording any of this bullshit, but if you hear like voices in the background, like, I'm so sorry. It's in this fucking house, bro. Oh my god. I swear to god, I've spent like 5 total minutes just sitting here in silence waiting for it to be quiet just for people to start talking again. So yeah, I chucked this thing in its ref on ArtFight. This was actually like the last thing I did. Like I did it earlier today because I was throwing together these clips, getting ready to record, and I realized that I did not put him on ArtFight. But yeah, I threw something together, just gave him a... But yeah, I put something together and like, fuck me, fuck you. I threw together a description and just chucked him on ArtFight, so yeah, if you like his design, then please draw him. Yay! I'm so excited for attacks this year because, I don't know, I was never really like a public figure before, like last year on ArtFight. But anyway, okay, this next character kind of took so much work because I don't know, you can see in the beginning that I kind of had some concepts and some line art that I kind of colored in and colored over, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But then this thing, it like, at the initial concept, I was like, okay, cool, I just need to make this more shapely because I have something here. And so I'm trying to give it more shape, and I just couldn't, I don't know, it was not sitting right with me, and then I ended up spending like a couple of hours sketchbooking and like conceptualized for this character. Like she just takes up like 4 to 6 pages in my little sketch. I like how she ended up like at the end. I don't know if her reference really indicates how she exactly turned out toward the end, but you'll see how she turns out. I don't know if it really conveys my vision. I initially tried to have this like open top, and then the collar of her shirt kind of covers it up, so I didn't end up doing that. Just like, I think it was just because I found a better design for the shirt, but this is a concept that I like. I think that she's kind of based off of an owl. I think initially she was kind of more of a kitsune type of thing, but then had like a bunch of flowy like frills on her outfit, but it didn't, I ended up just taking that and running with it, and the frills ended up being feathers, and those ended up being her wings. It was gonna be a sleeve where it's just like entirely layers of frills, like if you see the little concept, which I like the sleeves in that concept, I think it's cool. But it's just not what I ended with. Lol. Oh damn. I forgot to record me drawing it, like the new design. Lol. Okay. Yeah, I did actually quite forget to record these like speed paints because I wanted to have all of the designing process, but I would be far into something and then realize, shit, I didn't record that. Like, I wanted to record all of the conceptualizing, like all of the little sketches and things you see I intended to record, but I just didn't. I have her wings like as a part of her dress, and it's like, instead of frills or like something on the skirt, it is just her actual set of wings, because she has two, because the ones her arms, I don't know how she would have like functioning hands. If you're gonna draw this one, then draw her trying to use hands without having any, I guess. I think that would be funny. Because I'm probably not gonna draw her ever again, and like, same as the last one, since these were just kind of character design exercises, because I don't have a lot of character designs that are just pretty for the sake of being pretty. There's no, like, serious story or anything. I have, like, a serious story for some of these guys, but their designs are the most boring, and then I have like no story for some other characters that get more attacks and things, and it's just kind of like, whatever. So she's just there to be pretty, and I do like her design. When I was doing the sketches, like in my sketchbook, I was doing the like patterns and stuff on her corset and on her collar piece thing. I don't know what that even is. And I was realizing how much I like patterns, so I decided to like include it, even though it's like kind of complex-ish. It's more complex than I would usually go with a design. Like, I never really Genshin Impact design pattern this bullshit. But with all of the patterning and then the like dress being made of the wings, This looks like a Has-Been Hotel character. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Because my girlfriend said the same thing and I was so mad, but she's so right. Fuck my stupid chud life. Because it's like, you know, what's his name? The moth guy. He has like a coat. Stop it. The moth guy. He has like a coat that is made up of his like moth wings or whatever. And now her like outfit is her wings, and it's just like, oh my god. And then the face with the like covered up thing is so Has-Been Hotel, and she's in like a suit. Oh my god, I made a Has-Been Hotel character. No hate, I think, to Has-Been Hotel characters. Charlie is watching my video right now. No hate to Has-Been Hotel fans right now. It's just not my thing, and I don't think the writing is very good. I just feel bad for all the people that worked on it, you know? But it's got something there. It's got intriguing characters. But yeah, I made her. I gave her the name Sylvian, like, just on the spot, because, you know, it was a character design exercise. I didn't have a name or a concept or anything. I was just thinking of, like, a kind of upper class sounding name. And then I was thinking about Sylvian, Fear and Hunger, so that's just her name now. I was considering putting it with like a C, so it just wouldn't be that similar to Sylvian from Fear and Hunger, and then my girlfriend was like, no, people will say Kilvian, so I put an S. So here she is. She's up on ArtFight, she's real, go draw her. Now we have like an actual character of mine. I haven't really talked about him. Unfortunately, all of the notes about his story and like his character design are in a storage locker, so yeah, because university stuff, I didn't want to take every single one of my belongings home, and I have 10 billion notebooks and sketchbooks, so I couldn't take all of them. And so when I tried to draw him for ArtFight and tried to remember his story, I was like, fuck. So this is just off of the top of my head and traced from screenshots of my sketchbook tour, which you should go and watch, by the way. Now you should. But I didn't know his name. I don't know if I actually gave him a proper name. I just know that he is like incredibly inspired by Trevor from the Castlevania Netflix series, so I needed to give him a TR name. What I ended up settling on is corny as fucking hell, and I hate it, but I needed something on there, and he just sounds like a white boy, which I guess he is, whatever. So he's a vampire. And he has this whole story going on that I do want to get into, but I want to get into the character design first. I tried to keep like some shapes consistent throughout his design, like the moon kind of thing that is happening. Like there's a little cut into his, like, I don't know, those bits over his sleeve. I genuinely could not tell you what those are called or if they even exist, and I just put them there. But it's got like a cut out of it, and it's kind of like that moon shape. The little cuts out of his torn scarf are kind of moon shaped, and I tried to keep it in the little bits of his hair, but it kind of looks more like lightning with his hair and kind of his scarf. I kind of accidentally reverse engineered the lightning shape, so whoops. That and like an upside down cross, because I was like, oh, vampire. So I tried to put that in his hair, in his little ponytail that drapes down. I don't know if it was initially a ponytail, like when I first conceptualized it, or if it was just a like piece of hair that was way longer than the rest, but it's a ponytail now. It's just like a ponytail that he's tied off center, and then the rest of his hair is outside of the ponytail, and that's why it's like that. I'm quite proud of the shape of his hair. It was really difficult to do from the back though. Anyway, it was really difficult to do from the back because I didn't know what was happening, and I needed to keep the same shapes. And it ended up being inconsistent on the actual ref sheet, which, like, I did a lot in this, but it's like, I don't care. I know a lot of people are really, like, they really try hard to keep their, like, character sheets really accurate to what the character actually looks like and really consistent and all that stuff. And that's kind of what the status quo is on ArtFight, or at least like in the art community in terms of OCs and stuff. I don't know, man. Just being consistent and clean and all of that stuff just is not for me, which is why on this reference sheet I kind of just stopped working on it and called it a day. Like, I was going to do the sketch and then the colors underneath and then do more details on top. And I did that one time, kept going, and then I was like, you know, nobody is forcing me to do this. I can just not do this. And so I didn't. And that was really a turning point for me in this. I think I was scrolling through like some character sheets on ArtFight trying to decide who to draw. And I saw some people being kind of messier with their reference sheets, and it wasn't so like in-depth. It was like one sketch of their character that was colored, and I was like, huh, I could do that. And instead here I am doing front, back, with the scarf, without the scarf, like his bare neck, his bare ass. Like, you don't need to know what that looks like, just draw the character. So it was really a turning point from there where I realized I could just do less work. Yeah. What else? Oh, I should probably talk about his story. So he's a vampire. And... Stop it! And he's... This is kind... This is... So he's a... Fuck you! Don't laugh at me! Okay. So he's a vampire, right? His story is like... It aligns with another character, which I did not want to draw, because if I drew him, then I would have to keep it consistent with his character design, and it was like front and back details portraits, so I did not want to do all of that again. And also I couldn't remember the design, and the design was like across the country, so yeah, there's him and his friend, right? He is kind of this little scruffy, kind of homeless little thing, right? And they become friends. It's like this cute little like childish thing where they would like meet up in secret, and it's all cute and stuff, because he was like all digging through trash cans like a fucking raccoon. He does kind of look like a raccoon. That's so him. Should have given him raccoon tails. I'm joking. This is like medieval Europe. He does not have raccoon tails. And his like best friend that I was talking about is like the child of like some aristocrats, right? He's real fancy. He's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly, or whatever the hell. Vampires attack their village or whatever. I don't know if it's a village or like a city. And then the vampires just like kill fucking everyone. Except for these little two kids, because they were hanging out in the woods in secret, like shh, they kind of were friends. And then this kid goes home and he's like, oh no, my aristocratic parents were killed by vampires. I hate vampires. But the thing is, these same vampires that like killed this village or whatever turned this character that I'm drawing into a vampire. So there's that conflict of this kid hates vampires, his best friend was now turned into a vampire, but also this kid has no one to take care of him because his parents are dead now. And this character took it upon himself to take care of his friend instead, because he's been out there like by himself. He kind of knows how to keep himself like alive successfully. This kid, he probably spent more time with the servants than his actual parents. I don't know if he like ever bathed himself once. So now that everyone's dead except for these two, he takes it upon himself to take care of this kid. Except that like basically the same age. I'm pretty sure he might be a little bit older than the other, but I really need to give these fuckers some names, because it feels like those AO3 fanfics where you have to like keep trying to figure out which one is he because it's yaoi, and it's like, who's he? And I hate reading like the blonde-haired one, the brunette, like shut up, bro. So yeah, and they grow up together. this character doesn't take care of himself very much because he's focused on taking care of the other, and he's actually quite sweet and sentimental, and I feel like he would keep, like, friendship bracelets and shit, even at his grown age. I made him look real old in this because I'm not 100% sure at which time in the story this takes place, but TLDR, once they're a lot older, one of their friends dies. This is a completely separate character that dies, and then this kid is like, I must go to the libraries of my mansion because like, there's a bunch of books that he hasn't read because I'm sure nobody could convince this child to read after his parents died. And then he finds out about this way to resurrect people, like get them back from the dead. But in this story, since I've played with like the undead being vampires, the way to bring her back from the dead is for her to be turned into a vampire. He doesn't know that this like resurrection method is vampiric, but he's like, I need to go find someone that can help me with this. Meanwhile, the entire time, this guy is a vampire who can bring her back to life, but does not want to, because he doesn't want to subject her to being, like, a vampire like he is, because it's not great. I would not want to be immortal, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling to verbalize all of this so bad, but yeah. There's this guy, I checked him up on ArtFight, except it kind of just sounds weird in his description because there's no other character that I named. I named him Treyton. Don't look at me. Shut up, shut up. I needed like a TR name, well, I didn't need it. I just decided that a TR name would be a nice little homage, whatever, to, Trevor from Castlevania, because these are basically like the same character. So whatever, I'm definitely going to rename him eventually. I'm definitely going to flesh the story out eventually, but I wanted that element of childhood friends, there being like betrayal, there being like death and reanimation and stuff, but like I wanted to make it freaky because, you know, like they're trying to find a way to bring her back to life, but when they do, she's probably gonna be all like decomposed. What if you turn her into a vampire then? What does she do? Is she just like walking around like half decomposed? I think that's so cool in concept. So yeah, I just need all of these other characters to be fleshed out as well for this to work, because, you know, it's more of a story than like individual characters, so it's difficult to describe this character alone. So yeah, maybe I'll get into it one day. So, here's a character I didn't upload to ArtFight because I just did it on the fly. I think it was really fun to do. I don't know why I decided to not put her up on ArtFight. I think she's really cute, but I took some Pinterest inspo. I really, really, really wish I knew who these were by. I just would not be able to find them now. But if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. And I don't know, she's like this weird praying mantis, like the tail. Okay, let me start from the top. She's got like a helmet type of thing with her like winged ears, which are also like feelers kind of. She's got like fur on her cheeks. She's got a kind of insect-like face in like a weird stylized like furry way or whatever the hell. She's got a fluffy body. She's got those anthro legs. She's got bug-like, kind of spider-ish paws and arms and things. And she's got like a sloth tail. I don't know what the fuck this is. Maybe I should be like, closed species, do not steal, and then make people pay like $90 if they want to make one of these. So let me know if you want to pay me $90. My Ko-Fi is up. I don't know. I liked her little apron thing connected to the skirt. I don't know what prompted me to create a skirt for this character. I think it just fits the silhouette. I really don't know what else to say. Maybe I should talk about how I haven't uploaded in like, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks, a month, whatever. It's just that, I don't know, the mental health hasn't been amazing. I thought I would get a lot more videos out this holiday since school is over and all of that stuff, but I just sat around being a fat fucking chud. I did not have any motivation, and I was like, is any of this worth it? Maybe I should just kill myself. But then my lovely, beautiful girlfriend was like, no, don't kill yourself. Hot. So now I'm working on a video. And I don't want to be, oh my god. But it's like something I have going for me, and I don't have a lot else going for me. So I just wish that I didn't have such high expectations for myself to upload. Like, I don't have to have them, but I wish I had more of a presence online. I wish I had more friends online. I wish I interacted more online, but the only thing I do online is scroll on Twitter, so that sucks. And my videos are monetized, so it got really, like, demotivating, honestly, when it stopped being for fun, and when I started thinking about, like, the monetary gain I could get from the videos and stuff, and it was just, and whenever I try and think of making something fun, I think of doing something that's kind of low effort, and I don't know, man. The low effort isn't going to work out that well. It hasn't been. I like stream of consciousness. I like just doing whatever. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, people clicking on, like, an ArtFight reference video doesn't want to hear about, like, my motivations for creating YouTube videos, you know? But this is what I like to do. I like making, like, stream of consciousness commentary. I like talking about random bullshit. I don't know. It's just that it feels like a lot of the successful art YouTubers have it all, like, sorted out, and it's a lot more cohesive, and it's just, like, but I don't want that. I know that there are people that like hearing my stream of consciousness, like, rambling that has kind of nothing to do with what I'm doing, and I know that there's an audience for that content because sometimes I see other YouTubers doing it. It's just that, I don't know, it's low effort, it's what I like to do, it's kind of fun, but it's not reaping a whole lot of rewards. Maybe I should just get good, stop being chronically online, promoting my Ko-Fi everywhere. You should go subscribe to my Ko-Fi, give me $1 every month. You don't have to. It's just that, I don't know, I don't get a lot of views. I'm not very large of a person on this platform, but I'm trying to do what I do for fun, and then it stopped being fun. And now I'm scared that, like, what I think is fun isn't going to reap very many rewards, because now I have to worry about rewards, because money, and I need that if I want to do what I want to do in life. So it's kind of getting scary, you know? But yeah, just look at the funny little animal. I didn't upload her to ArtFight, so just look at this little, like, scroll thing I did of her. Yay! Next up, I did, like, my sona thing. I have this in my, like, thumbnails and stuff, and I was considering just rebranding my whole channel to have this thing everywhere, but it's not very brandable. But it's very fun. I very much like to draw this little thing. It doesn't look very much like me. I actually need to get my, like, new piercings on this thing so that it represents me a little better, but, oh, just feral little guy. I also forgot to draw. I also forgot to record, like, half of this. But, you know, this reference I just did in, like, one setting and just kind of did it. It was a lot easier than the rest for some reason. I don't know. Except for, like, trying to get the posing on the legs right. I never know what to do. But I like how the face turned out. The line art was kind of messy, which I like. This is a good thing. I don't want to get, like, stuck on all of these details and things and try and make it all polished. That's just not who I am, and nobody's forcing me to do that, you know? And so it just kind of went kind of easy. And I wish that drawing digitally was always like this, because usually it's like, oh, I wish I could do more digital art, because that's what feeds social media much better, you know? People here have a presence with like traditional art, but I don't think that a lot of social media really rewards you for uploading traditional art, which is unfortunate. Which is why I like YouTube as like a platform for like sketching and stuff in traditional, because, you know, I can just sit here for like a couple hours and then talk and then draw, and then people will be like, yes, thank you for this slop, I will draw too, you know? So I like that aspect about it. I don't know. I just wish digital art was easier. Maybe I need to practice it more. But, you know, we'll see how this art fight goes. I want to experiment a bit. And then I'll go toil back in the mines in university. Hooray. So yeah, here's this character. I like that this thing barely has any clothes on all the time, because I don't have to come up with an outfit. And it feels more feral, you know? It's just a fucking little thing. Anyway. Don't do this shit.
Just XD'd yourself.
You just XD'd at me, bro.
Nah, bro, you were literally like a rar.
Bro. So, I really did not want to do these last two references, but I pushed myself and made them. Are you proud of me, YouTube? So, anyway, this is my little fucking loser. His name is Halbert. If you've, like, talked to me about my art or my OCs or whatever, you'll know about him, because he's a little loser that I used to draw a lot. I wish I drew him a little bit more now, because he's very fun to draw. He just looks miserable, and because he looks miserable and I exaggerate it, and he has white hair, he kind of looks old sometimes, all of the time, but whatever. He's like, let's just pretend that the stress of being a fat fucking chud has, like, worn on him, okay? He dropped out of university, he stays inside all the time, and he is currently in this, like, weird situation with this mind-altering flesh alien that feeds into his delusions by altering his perception of reality, and it's there because it likes feeding off his negative energy, and he has a lot of negative energy, which is why it's chosen him. Weird fucking story, but I really like him. I think that he, like, insults people on Reddit. I think he knows a lot about computers. I think he would solve, like, hyper-specific computer issues on Reddit, when he isn't clowning on people and being, like, discriminatory and hating women. Yeah, this guy sucks. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I don't know if he has an overt hatred for women, but he has a very, like, he has an aversion to femininity, because he's, like, I think he's a trans feminine character that never really got to explore that side of himself, and, like, there is no universe where he does. I don't know whether I should go into, like, the story in a whole lot of detail, because I did want to make this into a game, and I put a lot of progress into making it into a game, but then I rehashed the story with, like, a wild English major when I went to university, and made it so much better, and now all my progress is kind of in the drain. So I'll kind of be vague about it. So he sees, like, his neighbor through his window, and it kind of messes up his perception of himself, because he thinks that he is number one everything. He thinks that he is, like, the best human being in the world, because, you know, he's just been trapped in this echo chamber of his own ego for, like, a long time. So when he finally sees someone next door that has moved in and is doing all of these things that he doesn't, he goes on, like, runs, he goes to the gym, he does gardening, he's, like, a creative person. Halbert realizes that he isn't the best at everything, because this guy can do better. So he must be second place, and this guy must be first place. That's what his, like, mentality shifts to, you know? And so instead of surrounding his entire life around himself, he instead starts surrounding his entire life around his neighbor instead. This neighbor is Drew. He's the next, like, reference that I drew. That's actually how I did name him, because I was like, I couldn't come up with anything, and I was like, I drew this guy. Say that again. But anyway, he becomes obsessed with his neighbor, and his neighbor has a girlfriend. Shocker. Halbert could never get one of those. He had girlfriends in high school because he was popular in high school before he became kind of a little isolated freak. So Drew has a girlfriend, and Halbert decides that the only way to get close to Drew is to disguise himself as Drew's girlfriend. So this story, like, through that, I tried to explore a lot of, like, themes of identity and all of that bullshit, because Drew has to figure out what's happening. Halbert has to figure out how to act like a girlfriend. In acting how he thinks a girlfriend acts, he kind of figures out, like, his perception of women and his perception of himself, you know, all of that stuff. By the way, he pretends to be Drew's girlfriend in, like, this weird-ass way, right? You're gonna have to sit with me for this one. You know that, like, flesh alien mind-altering creature that is making, like, Halbert worse and worse, and, like, feeding off of his negative energy? He makes Halbert worse and worse by feeding into his delusions, by altering his perception of reality to be whatever he wants. Because this creature knows that if he, like, gets what he wants, then Halbert will just get worse. So, anyway, this thing can alter perceptions, so it alters Drew's perception of reality to make Halbert seem like Drew's girlfriend. Yeah, so it's weird, because then Drew has to be tricked into thinking his entire environment is natural, and that he's actually moved in with his girlfriend when it's actually Halbert, and Drew isn't even in his own home, and what about his environment is real and what isn't. If he eats food, is it, like, real? Is he starving? Yeah, it's just kind of fucked. I'm trying to keep things, like, vague overview as much as I can, because if I do make this into something, I don't want it all to be explained here. So I'm just kind of spitballing some of the themes, all of that junk. I created a contrast between Halbert and Drew's girlfriend, which I feel so bad not saying her name, but her name is so cringe fail because I created it so long ago and transformed her character so much, but the name stayed. Her name is Clance. Don't look at me. I know it's Keith and Lance bullshit Voltron ship, but that her name stayed, okay? So Clance is also a trans woman, and in idolizing what Halbert thinks is this woman to model his behavior, it becomes ironic because Halbert, if he consciously knew about Clance's identity, he would not be happy because he's a discriminatory little fuck. And also, like, he's a discriminatory little fuck as in, like, homophobic and transphobic. And obviously he feels like there's this weird homoerotic thing happening with Drew and Halbert, right? On Halbert's part. But the only way that he allows himself to like Drew is if he's the woman. But I think I'm going to wrap up, like, everything there, because at this point I have shown footage of myself drawing Halbert and then submitting his ArtFight page, and then drawing Drew and then submitting his ArtFight page. But yeah, if you like the kind of story, then draw these characters being toxic yaoi. It's just that I didn't feel like drawing clones. The only thing up on ArtFight is a screenshot of her character concept art, because, like, that's the only thing I have of her digitally, and nothing traditionally is, like, like, on a reference level, you know? So that's the only thing that's really there for her, but her design stays the same. I don't know what else to say. I hope you, like, were drawing while watching this. That's what I always hope. If you're drawing, tell me what in the comment section. If you aren't subscribed, do that already. I feel like such a chud for saying that, but you know what? It works, I think. So check if you're subscribed, and if you're not, do that. Thanks. I would like to hit 2k before the end of these June-July holidays, so help me out with that. Maybe I can do another ArtFight video as well. Maybe a 24-hour challenge video. I have a lot of ideas and not a lot of motivation. Give me motivation by subscribing and liking. And go check out my Ko-Fi. There is nothing there because nobody has subscribed to me on Ko-Fi, but I will put things there if you subscribe to me on Ko-Fi, or like give me $1 or something. Everything counts, whether it's monetary or not. Comment, like, it all matters. Yeah, I'm looking forward to ArtFight. If you are really nice in the comment sections, perhaps I can draw some of your characters. I just really wanted a large variety of characters that I can draw, so there's no really cutoff of what I will draw. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Bye. Hope I started recording.
He's just being gay.
No, stop. Stop. You're embarrassing me. Oh, stop. I'll put this in somewhere.
Gay.
Stop it. My feral fucking wife. Anyway.